Hello and welcome everyone. Let's go and take a look at my August reading plans. With July almost over, it's time to put together my August reading plans, and regular channel viewers will know that I subscribe to a MBR philosophy, a might be read rather than a strict to be read philosophy, because to be read, the TBR list for me is too rigid, it's too strict, and I just cannot stick to them. For me, the TBR is a pathway to Slump Town. It's where reading plans go to die and reading slumps are born. So I go with a might be read instead, and I'll pick and choose from those as the mood takes me. Now, saying that, the last couple of months have been a little bit more rigid, and this one will be no exception because I do have a few commitments, and first and foremost of those are my commitments to SPFBO, the self-published fantasy blog off, of which I'm 4 down, 2 to go. So of course my first 2 commitment reads for August are going to be those remaining 2 SPFBO books. The first of my remaining SPFBO reads is I Shall Return with Winter by C.F. Welburn. So this is a book that's got a very northern inspired setting. It sounds like it's going to be very cold. I mean, it does have winter in the title for a start, so that kind of gives it away a little bit there. You've got a character setting off to get revenge on a warband who, I think they sacked his hometown, and he's going to get payback basically, and while doing so he gets embroiled in a prophecy. So I don't know too much more about it. As with most of the books that I've been reading lately, I'm trying to go into them relatively blind and not spoil myself on any plot points before I do so. So I'll take a look at the synopsis in advance and then read the book when I've had enough time to forget what it was all about. Now, the second of my SPFBO books that I've got left to read, and I'm not sure which order I'm going to go with, so I won't say the last one, but this one is A Phantom's Vengeance by Marco Mitzi, and this is about a character who's fighting in a civil war. You've got a king and you've got a brother who is leading an uprising against him, and I think he's one of the king's warriors, and he returns home to find some really bad things going on, including a secret conspiracy. So again, I'm really interested to find out what that all means and how it plays out, and above all, how good are these 2 books? Is one of them my potential semi-finalist? So the next couple of books I've got are review copies, so again, shush! I'm trying to film here. Yeah, to you too. Do you want to leave me in some peace? Yeah, thank you. Don't talk back to me. Arthur! Shut up! I'm trying to film here. Shh! Yeah, go upstairs, but do so quietly, please. I can still hear you. Milo, can you go shut your brother up? Yeah, he's up there. The next couple of books I've got to read are also commitments for August because they are review copies. So first of all, we have The Warrior by Stephen Aryan. This is book 2 in his Quest for Heroes duology. First book on the list is The Coward, which I read recently, and I had a really good time with it. It was a very different book, quite an unexpected book. Some of the themes that we got in there really took me by surprise, but this one I'm hoping for more of the same. I'm really looking forward to it, and I was really pleased to receive this beautiful finished copy from the publisher Angry Robot ahead of its release date, which I believe is the 9th of August, so this is going to be one of my earlier reads in the month. And then the next one I've got is also a review copy, coincidentally from Angry Robot Books. This one I picked up as a digital copy on NetGalley because I saw it and really liked the synopsis of it. So I thought I've got to go and pick that up. It sounds really interesting. And this one is The Silver Queendom by Dan Cobbolt. It's released on the 23rd of August, so it's another one that I'm going to be reading in enough time, hopefully, to have it finished and have a review come out before or coinciding with the release date. Because I've not seen much about this one, I've not really seen anyone talking about it as yet, and I think it sounds really cool. I am going to read the synopsis of this one just to give you a bit of an idea of what to expect. When you owe money to the biggest criminal in town, you're gonna need to step up your thieving game a notch. Service at the Red Rooster Inn isn't what you'd call good or even adequate. Darren would be the first to say so, and he owns the place. Evie isn't much of a barmaid, Kat's homebrewed ale seems less palatable with each new batch, and Seraphina's service at the bar leaves much to be desired. As for the bouncer, Big Tom, well, everyone learns right quick to stay on his good side. They may be bad at running it in, but they're the best team of con artists in the old queendom. When a prospective client approaches Darren with a high-paying job, he knows he should refuse. But the job is boosting a shipment of priceless Imperial Dream Wine, the most coveted and expensive drink in the world. And thanks to a stretch of bad luck, he's in deep to the dame, who oversees criminal enterprises in this part of the queendom. If they fail, they're as good as dead, but if they succeed, well, it's enough money to get square with the dame and make all their dreams come true. Plus, it's an option for Darren to stick it to the Empress, who he has good reason to despise. Then again, there's a very good reason no one has ever stolen Imperial Dream Wine. So, that does sound to me really cool. I like a heist story, I like some good old thievery in my fantasy, and hopefully that's what I'm going to get here. So then I put up a couple of votes on my Discord channel. The link to that is in the description box below if you fancy coming along and joining in the community. There's a really great bunch of guys over there. And I had 2 polls on there for my patrons to select some books for August. So I do this every month. I have a kind of TBR pick, so they pick one of the books for me to read and review. And also we do a buddy read each month as well, so there's the buddy read pick for a bunch of my patrons to get involved with. So the first of the titles is the buddy read pick, which will be starting normally around mid-month, sort of start of the second towards the third week in the month, and this month it's going to be The Wolf of Oronjaro by K.S. Veloso. So again, this is a title that I'm not really going to say much about. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been on my kind of long list for a while, and it's one of my reading goal books for the year as well. So I'm going to tick this one off the list at long last. I've heard some good things about it. I've heard some maybe not so good things about it, but that's what you get with every book. Some people like them, some people don't. I can't wait to find out which side of that fence I fall on. And then the TBR pick that my patrons chose for me to read and review is another one that's been on my list for a good long time, so I'm really happy to have this one coming out on top. It's The Tiger and the Wolf by Adrian Tchaikovsky. This is the first book of the Echoes of the Fall series, which is very loosely related to Shadows of the Apt, which is one of my favourite series of all time. So I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be very different. It's not going to be featuring any of the insect kingdom, as far as I'm aware at least, or if so, they're going to be a small part of it. But I really am looking forward to finding out how it does tie in and kind of seeing those Easter eggs, because I know that series and I'll kind of know what to look out for. And then the last one of my kind of key reads for the month that I'm setting as almost TBR rather than my usual MBR is going to be The Hellborn King by Christopher G. Brenning. This is again one of the books which is in one of my reading goal videos. It's one of the 10 self-published books that I want to read this year, and I'm going to be doing it in August. So this one has just been knocked out of SPFBO 8, so I'm a bit sad about that because I was hoping that this is going to be one of the ones that does well in the competition. But the feedback I think was actually quite positive in terms of the actual book itself. It's just that it was a grimdark book and maybe the reviewer wanted something a little bit lighter and a little bit more kind of hopeful, really. So probably a disappointing way to go out on that one, but I'm hoping to enjoy this anyway. Now I'm going to be listening to this one, which was probably going to be my plan anyway, but I did a check-in video a couple of weeks ago for my reading goals for the year to see where I was and what I still had to go. I said that The Hellborn King was one of those titles that I haven't yet got to, and then the author Christopher G. Brenning saw that and contacted me and offered me an Audible code so I can tick this one off the list. So thank you very much, Chris. I can't wait to do this one. I've heard some good stuff about this one from Terry and a couple of other close friends, so I'm hoping that I'm going to agree with them and have a good time with this one. Now, as usual, if I do get through all of those, or especially on the audio side, once I've read The Hellborn King, I've got plenty of other books that I could go for, and it'll just be a case of seeing what takes my fancy when I get to them, if and when I find myself needing another title to read. So we'll find out what they are, and of course how I did with all of these books in my August wrap-up in a month or so's time. That's it for me today though. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts on these books and what you think I'll enjoy and what you've enjoyed in the past if you've read them. Also let me know what your plans for your August reading are as well. As usual, in the description box below you'll find all of my social media and support the channel links, including my book club Discord and my Patreon. Do check them out if you're interested. I'd love to welcome you to the community there as well. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope to see you in the next video sometime soon, but until then, as always, take care of yourself, read some good books. Bye for now. Yes, I've finished. Now you can have a fuss. Look, there you go, now you're on. Aw, you're not comfortable with that at all, are you? Are you camera shy? Aw. Isn't that nice? Oh, nice little ear scratch. Oh, do you want to go down? There you go. Good boy. Now I'm all covered.